Welcome to the Deck Dive. Today we're exploring a really extraordinary claim. The idea that profound universal truth isn't something we necessarily learn through traditional study, but rather something we, well, unveil from within. Our mission here is to dissect how one particular body of work claims this knowledge emerged directly from spiritual experience. And it's presented, importantly, not as some fabricated story or a new religion, but as an emergent truth.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is the assertion that this isn't about, intellectual pursuit. It's not academic research. It's described more as an organic unveiling, like a systematic revelation that happened through meticulously deciphering very personal visions, dreams, channeled insights. And these revelations, it's claimed, they really push beyond our conventional understanding of reality, consciousness, even our place in the cosmos.
That's a fascinating starting point. Knowledge just surfacing through synchronicity, not really being sought out actively. But, for some listeners, that might sound quite subjective. How does this body of work argue that these patterns are genuinely consistent, that they offer undeniable internal alignment and aren't just personal interpretation?
Well, the sources are quite clear that the information didn't arise from some predetermined agenda or an external quest. Instead, it's sort of bubbled up through what they call consistent patterns, deep synchronicity, and undeniable internal alignment. The idea is that the sheer coherence of it all, the way the insights interconnected as they emerged, basically compelled their inherent truth, just fit together like a vast, intricate system revealing its own logic.
That sounds like it really challenges our typical ways of knowing things. You mentioned direct experiential gnosis earlier. Could you unpack that a bit? What exactly is it in this context, and why is it so central?
Absolutely. So direct experiential gnosis. It's essentially the idea that true, deep knowledge isn't out there in books or from teachers, but it's innate, it's within you, accessible through direct personal experience, like an inner knowing that bypasses conventional wisdom, external dogma. This work suggests that by kind of defying what it calls the arc of control.
Arc of control.
Essentially the societal, maybe religious conditioning that limits our personal truth. By defying that and exploring things like your personal numeric code, which is described as this unique vibrational signature tied to your cosmic origins, and also your connection to the stars, the depths of your own consciousness, you can actually uncover a true long-lost identity and cosmic blueprint. It really does flip the script on how we usually think about knowledge acquisition.
It's incredible, really, to think knowledge could be accessible entirely within. And the sources mention specific concepts, tangible results, they say, of a lived ascension process. Things like the 12 foundational pillars, chakra system activation and release. What about the coin-to-glow mechanism? Can you give us a quick idea of its purpose?
Right. These aren't just abstract theories. They're framed as practical keys. Keys intentionally hidden or forgotten for millennia is the phrase used. So the coin-to-glow mechanism, for instance, is described as a kind of energetic exchange. When you understand it and activate it through specific internal processes, it apparently allows for accelerated personal transformation. It acts almost like a tangible feedback loop for your spiritual progress, a direct tool for this lived ascension, unlocking inner potential. It's meant to be an active component, not just a metaphor.
Okay, an active component. So if this whole process bypasses conventional learning, as you've laid out, where does this pure source knowledge actually come from? How is it different from, say, just strong intuition or creative inspiration?
That's a really critical clarification they make. The decipherer is explicit. This knowledge was not derived from external research, not intellectual study, existing texts, not even external entities. It was channeled, quote, directly from within the individual, from a place they refer to as the space. And this space is described as a pristine, multidimensional realm of pure consciousness, almost like tapping into the universe's own internal uncorrupted database, something entirely distinct from personal intuition or, imagination.
Right. And you said the visions from this space are like living coded messages, geometric truths, energetic blueprints. How do these coded messages connect to that profound idea of the immanence of divine knowledge? And maybe just briefly for listeners, what do they mean by Adam Kadmon and the primordial I am in this context?
Yeah, the visions are described as dynamic, living patterns, not static images. This connects right into the immanence of divine knowledge, that core idea that the ultimate truth, the divine blueprint, isn't external. It resides within you. The Adam Kadmon, as it's presented, is like the primordial foundational spark of creation within each person, the original divine essence. And the primordial I am refers to that universal, absolute consciousness, the source from which all existence originates, and to which our individual Adam Kadmon is inherently linked. So essentially, the universe's operating system, according to this work, is internal and accessible.
It's quite a concept,
Yeah.
which leads to this first-person physics directly mapping reality's fundamental laws through inner experience. Can you give us maybe a concrete example? What kind of laws are we talking about? Or how does this internal seeing in geometrical patterns differ from, say, a mathematician visualizing complex equations?
Exactly.
Yeah.
First-person physics. It implies a direct, undeniable experience and mapping of reality's laws internally, not through external observation or experiment in the usual sense. And it's not quite like a mathematician visualizing an equation, which is still an abstraction. It's described as a direct seeing, perceiving the underlying energetic and geometric structures of reality itself. So, for instance, the decipherer might perceive how specific universal laws of creation or manifestation actually operate, not as abstract principles, but as living, interlocking geometric patterns that reveal their function visually, directly. This unique capacity, this ability to see in geometrical patterns, is what supposedly allowed for these coherent, precise, universal revelations to emerge. Bypassing historical filters, cultural distortions, it's presented as an unadulterated truth, directly perceived.
So we've just touched on an extraordinary claim about acquiring knowledge, entirely internal, bypassing traditional learning, suggesting these profound truths are literally encoded within us.
It definitely leaves you thinking. What if these profound truths about reality, about our place in it all, are actually encoded right inside us, waiting not for external study, but to be deciphered through direct personal experience?
Something to consider. We encourage you, the learner, to perhaps ponder how your own internal experiences, your inner world, might contribute to a deeper understanding of everything around you.